I'll wait for a queen to come. Well, I'll end with her then.
I got your video.
Huh?
I got your video.
I wanna be down. I wanna be down with you. Every time. I wanna be down. Here's about it. I had to get up for that. That's the part. It's about this flow. So we're back with the last part of the show, and I thought, you know, there's certain times when I'm on the train and on the bus and we see things that upset us because of how we deal with each other or treat each other. And this week, I had to call my sister after. I said, one of these days I'm going to have to call you and say someone hit me because I went up to these two young sisters who did not give up their seat. But the next day, I saw these two young brothers give up their seat. And it shouldn't be a big deal, but it's become a big deal to see that actually happen. So one of the kind acts for this week, and I wrote, you know, on the Soulful Afro page, was that someone giving up a seat and then engaging with the elder. Like they gave up the seat and the elder was so happy that they gave up the seat that she then ended up having this full-fledged conversation with them, and they didn't seem bothered or bored. They actually engaged, and I thought that was lovely to see. Another thing was I have this new soulful brother, David El Millonario. He's a musician, and he sent me this wonderful video about jazz and the role of jazz, that it wasn't just about the music, it was the politics of it and how it was received and not received by certain settings. And just one of the things that stood out for the video was that we don't wait, that we need to act, that we need to do something. So I thank you, David, for sharing that video with me. And then another kind act was one of the folks that has inspired me for many years here as an activist, as a writer, as a poet, has been Michael Eric Dyson. And he had his birthday this week. And I sent him a birthday message via Twitter, and he responded. And I thought that was very, very sweet that he took the time to pause and respond. Another kind act this week was on Friday. I'm a member of the Boston Pan-African Forum. And we had our fall reception on Friday, and we had Dr. Ngom, and he spoke about Ajami, which is an African script, one of the oldest scripts, African scripts. And it was interesting is that people assumed that Africans were illiterate, and we were literate, and we were literate with our own script.
Right.
And he spoke about the fact that we need to start learning about each other. Sierra Leone doesn't know about Panama. Panama doesn't know about Rwanda. You know, like we need to know where we landed and what we have kept and retained. So it was wonderful to be in a space where all people of African descent from everywhere were speaking a common language. Right? Isn't that wonderful?
It's very wonderful, but what got me was the literacy. How can a country with over 1,000 languages, with people speaking more than 1, 2, 3 languages, be literate? When in a country you can only have one language that's not even their language.
Exactly.
But that's a different topic for different day. But no, that was.
But I thought it was amazing to see him show how the script was used and is still used. But one of the things in all our communities is that how we're passing it down. One of the things that that I spoke of in the intervention and thinking about it is how important storytelling was and oral stories. It's important. It allows us to re-engage and recommit ourselves to what we come from. Because once, it's like the young sister Liddy had said when we did our event in New York, why are we seen when she speaks English patois as not speaking proper English?
Right.
And why is it not seen as our English is proper English?
Right.
Why are we having to westernize everything? And then in westernizing ourselves, we're losing our original. A woman got up and said, our original selves. So we need to keep that in mind. Another kind act for this week is that the 21st, two things. It's Celia Cruz's birthday, so the Queen of Salsa's birthday was this week. But also at home we have a Nazareno. It's called the Nazareno or the Black Christ, and it's celebrated on the 21st. And the kind act is that you have people for a year that basically give offerings to this saint, this visual of this Black Christ. And on that day, people walked miles and miles, miles on their knees, crawling to the saint, and giving thanks to the saint. And it's such a part of my community and such a part of my people. It's such a part of what I feel so grounded in, knowing that this is part of what I come from and my surroundings. So that was another kind act for the week. My kind acts are those things that stand out, those that are listening, that's a kind act. Those that support the Soulful Afro show, those are take the time to check, like, put a comment, those are kind acts. My great kind act for the week is my work. I'm currently working on my self book of poetry, a book of poetry with my poems, with two wonderful poets from Panama, Senor Luis Wong and Senor Winston Churchill James, who are going to be working with me on this. And I look to share more of that information with you. So for now, this is the end of another fabulous Soulful Afro with Yvette show. Of course, we went over time. We started late, but it was good. Let me know what you think. Let me know. Oh, a final kind act is yesterday I was walking in my neighborhood and the Dorchester Arts Collaborative put lights under one of the bridges and were asking people what they would like to see under the bridge or around this bridge in the community. And I actually took some pictures and will be posting it on my Soulful Afro page for you to check it out. Because that to me totally just changed how I was walking in that moment when I saw those lights. So let's be soulful with each other. Let's be aware of our surroundings. Let's extend our hands and our hearts to those closest to us and those in need, because that's what soulful acts mean. That's what being soulful means. Staying true to self, but staying true to what you believe in, and staying true to what you believe in. To those women out there who are fighting breast cancer, we extend our hands of love. To those who are in domestic violence situations, we extend our hands and thoughts of safety. To my brother, I love you. I'm so proud of you. You will cross that finish line and we will be there to greet you. To all those listening, I wish you nothing but good things, and be optimistic and keep it flowing, loving, embracing everything that is soulful. So we shall see you next week on another wonderful Soulful Afro show.
All right. Thank you for listening and watching Soulful Afro. Miss Yvette will be again here next week, same time, same place, same station, same website. Number is 857-366-7256. Please, during the week, if you want to have a show topic, you want to be interviewed, you want to come into the studio with Miss Yvette, please feel free to do so on her page or log on to the website and connect with her. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Have a great and soulful week. Bye-bye.
Can I just play that again?
Mm-hmm.
For the cause.